just got done with my 20th year of coaching, and I grew up in Carson, California, here with the band in high school. This is the first time I've ever had a chance. This is the closest I've been to speaking to my home. And so many of you are, I know and been around, and my brothers and cousins and what have you from the Long Beach, Carson area. So it's fun. I only say that because it's fun to be home, and it's good to be home. And I'm excited to be here. I would start this off by saying that, defensive line play, you ain't going anywhere without a defensive line. And so hopefully some of the things that we'll talk about this morning are things that I have kind of formulated over the years of coaching and things that I believe in very, very strongly. At the University of Arizona, we're a one-gap defense. Coach Mike Stoops and our defensive staff, we're a one-gap defense. There's nothing about us that plays two gaps and tell a guy to play a head-up technique or what have you. So our emphasis has always been fundamentals. That's what we hang our hat on. Okay? I get a kick out of guys that try to make stuff up and this and that and the other, and and they want to talk about this, talk about that, but we hang our hat on fundamental defense. Okay? Coach Stoops, as y'all know, is crazy as hell. Okay, and he's a lunatic when it comes to football. All right, but he'll lose his mind over a fundamental screw-up long before a call that's being made wrong. Okay, so it's good, that I get a chance to do this because it helps me to be able to teach. So anyways, let's get on with it. Okay, defending the run. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how to focus this. Okay, that's what we do. I'm going to kind of go through this. I got some tape here that we need to get at. Defending the run, general rules, we're an attacking and reactive front. I know everybody says that, all right, but our emphasis is just that. Every day of our lives, as an individual, we do three things. We get off the ball. We emphasize our get off. We do something related to punching or striking. And then the other thing that we do is that we get off the blocks. Those are three things that are have-tos for us every day. We get off the ball, okay, and I'll show you the drill tape in a minute. We do something related to punching and striking, and then we escape, okay? Those are things that we do every day of life. The next thing is a strike with a blow, okay? Hands and face, I'm kind of old school about this. Thumbs at 12, handcuffed hands, tight elbows. Okay, that's a big deal. Okay, and I'll show you some of the drill work that we use. And also the face. The most violent blows that we can deliver in football is with our face. Okay, I didn't say head, I said face, okay? So, the thing about it is now, okay, when we deliver a blow, and a lot of you have coached a lot of football, a lot longer than me, but if you strike it properly and use your eyes or your crown, right here in your face, man, that's a damn good feeling. That feels good when you strike a blow the right way, okay? But a lot of times I find that young kids or young players have a hard time, they cringe, they close their eyes, or they do this, so it's just developing them and getting them in the habit of being able to strike with their eyes wide open, okay? But to me, if a kid can master the ability to strike with his face, he's going to be okay. All right, my nose guard this last year was 6 feet, maybe 275 pounds. But he was so technically sound and he could deliver a blow with his face. All right? That's just something I always say to our guys, kicking ass before you peak. I say it all the time, okay? Fight pressure with pressure, okay? Behind pressure is the ball. All right? Behind pressure is the ball. This is another big deal of ours. Squareness. Squareness, okay? Play square as long as you can. All right? That's a big-ass deal for me. It's a big-ass deal for our head coaches. It's a big-ass deal for our defensive coaches. All across the board, whether it's the defensive front, the linebackers, or the secondary. Squareness, okay? Because there's two things where you lose your power. All right? You lose your power when you peak, all right? And you lose power when you come out of square. Okay, so make sure that you are square and you're down. All right? Number 5, big deal. We talked about a little bit, win with your hands. Your most important weapons. You got to win with your hands. okay? And a lot of times kids, if you see me here, okay, a lot of times kids, young guys, they think that delivering a blow, you know, is winding up. We try to, we work on getting kids not to wind up, and kids, what I call a butterfly, like a swimmer. You know, that's not a blow. Okay? Blow is not winding up and punching here, and this is not a punch. To me, it's how fast you can go from the ground to delivering a blow. That's where it's at. From the ground to the blocker. Okay? And then we talk a lot about feet. We start the day every day with agilities, just like all of you. Okay? But we're a big deal. And that's one of the things I look for in defensive linemen. Guys that can turn their feet over. Some people call it foot fire. Some people call it, whatever. But we talk about turning our feet over. Okay? So we want our feet to be doing this. We don't want, can't recruit you. All right? You got to turn your shit over. Okay? Number 6 is base. All right? Everything starts from the ground up. Okay? All right? We're talking about a narrow base. Can't have it. All right? We're talking about a good, solid base. Everything we do in ball or in athletics starts from the ground up. Okay? All right? Talking about ballsy feet. Talking about a good stagger. Talking about, our base. This is another thing that I learned from Coach Stokes, talking about strong steps, pounding your feet, playing strong. Because a lot of times you hear, coach on my inmate play strong, son, coaching them up. All right, play strong. I mean, that starts from the ground up. Strong step, bam, bam, pound your feet. It's not tippy toes, get your ass knocked over. Play strong. Play with good, strong feet. All right? Number 7, leverage the blocker and the ball. We all know that. Okay? We all know that the low man wins. Okay? Number 8, this is where, eyes, keys, pressure point, whatever. Okay? To us, all right, some people key hat, some people key near numbers, whatever it is. For us in Arizona, we key the near shoulder. That's what we relate to. And it's all about the angle of that shoulder. It's all about the angle of that shoulder. How we're going to play. Okay? So, sometimes you hear me talk to our kids, the pressure point. The pressure point, the pressure point, the pressure point. So it all depends on what that point is doing. Alright? And we'll get into it here in a minute. But everything we do in the run game has everything to do with the angle of that pressure point. Alright? Here we go. Quickly, gap control rules, one gap defense. You got to win all one-on-one blocks. If you can't whip a dude's ass one-on-one, you can't play. If you're watching the game. Alright? Number 2, gaps are always moving. Always moving. Okay? Gaps are always moving. Okay? And you'll see our guys do a pretty decent job of staying with the gap. Okay? Gap arm and leg free. Okay? Alright? And we'll talk about combination blocks down the road here, because a lot of guys try to teach combination blocks very differently from one-on-one blocks. To me, that's not the case, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a little while. Gaps are always tightening and expanding. Good. I'm sorry, what? My fault. There's a D-line coach, Okay. All right, gaps are always tightening and expanding. We talk about the crack. Okay. What's that damn movie with Jack Nicholson where he has his hand in it? The Shining. Well, I have 2 big ass posters of that in my meeting room. Keep your fucking hand in the crack. All right? Keep your hand in the crack. All right? Because sometimes, man, it's a gap. Sometimes it's a crack. No matter the case, your ass better be in that crack. You see what I'm saying? Because if you get a combination block, as we see a lot of zone blocking teams, all right? I don't care what it is, man. I just tell the guys, when we get combination, let it come to you, man. It'll come to you. Trust it. So in any combination block, either the front side dude is off or the back side dude is off. Whatever the case may be, you keep your face in that crack. All right, and you'll see it in a minute. Never, ever, ever get cut off in a one-gap defense. I'm sorry, my fault. Okay? Never, ever, ever get cut off. We can live with the reach block, but we cannot ever get cut off. In other words, if I'm a three technique, right? If I'm a three technique right here, and they scoop and attack, and I end up in the C gap, your ass is fired. He will not play. Okay? Can't happen. Okay? But on the flip side of that, because I used to work for a dude, you can, coach, you can never get a reach. Or you can never get cut off. To me, you can't have it both ways. All right? So when we get a reach block, for instance, if we get a reach block, well, I'm just knocking his ass back, and the linebacker is going to fit off of me. Does that make sense to you? Because I can't get hung up on, well, shit, coaches, I can't get reach, I can't get cut off. Shit, I can't be right. You know? But if we're going to pick our poison is we are not going to get cut off. All right? So when we go to teach and talk about blocks, because as a young coach, I used to work these kids out with coaching. All right? If you get this, if you get that, if you get this and that, shit, that was confused as hell by the time we got the game day. So what I've got to do is I try to make it simple for them and just categorize blocks in these two categories. And here they are. The first, I'm afraid the damn thing to fall off, and there it is. Okay? Aggressive blocks. All right? Define. All right? That shoulder is blocking me at the snap of the ball. What are they? Okay? What are the aggressive blocks? A base block, or a drive block, a reach. When the ball is snapped, that block, and that's how we play it right there. We're neutralizing, defeat the block, knock it back. Okay? All right? So, you know, I give the same thing to our players, guys. Okay? If you get a base or a drive block, that's how we play. That's how we play it right there. Okay? If you get a base block, we expect you to squeeze his ass off. You get a drive block, drive him back. All right? Okay? Keep going. Okay, here's the other aggressive block, a reach block. Okay? Okay, so if I'm getting a reach block and I'm a 3 technique or a 5, all right, I'm going to get good hand placement, but I'm going to lock him up. And in a perfect ass world, if he's reaching me, I'm going to lock him up. Okay? If I'm jumping the football and playing the right way, I should have good hand placement and good position. If not, I'm knocking him back. Are you with me? So I'm not getting cut off. Okay? Because the linebacker's on scholarship too. His job is to fit right off of me. So for instance, if this is the 3 technique and that is the A gap, and the linebacker, and I'm responsible for the B gap, he's responsible for the A, all right, and he reaches me, okay, so what? I end up in the A gap on flow here. Okay? We just overlap, and you know, he scratched where it itches. Okay? The other one now is a cut block. That's an aggressive block, man. We're getting it a lot. In pass protection, we're getting a lot. We don't get it a lot. We don't get a lot of this kind of way. If I'm a line here, well, he's cutting. All right? I've always said that hands protect the feet, always. Hands protect the feet. So if I'm aligned to this body right here, and that shoulder, that pressure point goes to the ground, so do my hands. A great coaching point I got from John L. Smith, who I used to work for, is elbows to the knees. And we'll do a drill. Elbows to the knees. Kiss the numbers. So if a kid blocking, right, I want to kiss the back of the number, hand placed to the hat and the back number. Okay? But hands always protect the feet, man. You don't get guys that get their ass cut up because the hands aren't down. Okay? The hands aren't down. A second kind of block is just a non-aggressive block. Our guys, I give a test to these guys. Our guys will get a test of this in the spring when we get going. I'll give it out to them day 1. By day 2, we're testing. Because I want them to tell me how everything is played. All right? Because after all, knowledge is power. Okay? There it is, man. Define non-aggressive block at the snap of the ball. At the snap of the ball, that damn pressure point is not blocking me. Okay? In which case, I bend to spell first threat. Whether I'm a 3 technique, I'm a 5, whatever the case may be. If I'm a 3 technique and I'm getting a down block, a non-aggressive block, I got to bend. Because what's going to happen if I don't? I'm going to get my ass eaten up. Right? So we're bending for first threat. Okay? Bend for first threat. Whatever the case may be, we get a lot of zone read, we get a lot of split zone, the 5 technique, he's getting a scoop, and here comes the H-back or whoever, or little receiver trying to cut him off. Man, if you don't bend, you're going to be out of position. Okay? Alright? And the same thing inside. So, down or veer trap. I expect our guys to know, hey, if we get a down or veer, we're trapping that trap. Inside, I'm talking about inside, or we get a lot of T-trap now from these spread offenses. Scoop. Okay? We define scoop as the opposite of reach. So if I'm here in a 5 and that's a reach, well, the exact opposite is a scoop. It's not, I mean, to me, it's exactly the same as a veer. They all look the same. Okay, except the veer is more aggressive uphill. Okay, a scoop is a scoop. Okay? If we get a scoop block, we're going to close it off, pull, we're going to backdoor if we can. Alright? I don't want that to be a clinic talk because that shit is hard to do. Okay? If I'm a 3 technique and this guard is pulling in, well, to me, if this guy's jumping the football, like the first thing we talked about, alright, and he can dip on the back block, yeah, he can backdoor. Okay? If I'm a 3 technique and here's the tackle, well, the tackle's got an angle on me. If I'm jumping the football, he may have a bad angle. I can dip it. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to backdoor the collision part. The collision part is if he pulls out and I'm getting off the football and he pins me, I'm going to collision him back. That's the collision part. Again, back to square. So I'm going to collision him square, let the ball cross my face, then I'm going to throw across. Okay? All right, non-aggressive again, high hat or high shoulder. Okay? All right, that's pass rush to us. You know, hopefully we'll have some damn idea when it's running pass. All right, now, let's go to combination blocks. Okay, combination blocks here. Okay? Now, I'm sorry. Okay, so, okay. Yeah, it's going to slip right off. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, when people, and I've heard this, I've heard coaches, you know, when they talk about combination blocks, all of a sudden the teaching completely changes. All right? To me, a double team, all right, if I'm playing a double team, and that's how we play, we're going to split the double, okay? And we're talking about the hip here, okay? To me, if this is a double team, like say we're running a power counter to me, I'm either a 5 or a 3, all right? To me, that block right there is what kind of block? It's an aggressive block. It's a base block. How am I supposed to play that block? I drive it, right? I knock it back, okay? Because a lot of times kids will sit there and wait for the guy to get me. To me, the best way to split a double is to knock his ass back and get him on different levels. To me, you know, I'm going to whip his ass so this guy has a poor angle. Have the gap or the crack and try to get these dudes under. Now, the hip part is if this guy's a damn All-American and he whipped my ass, and now I start to feel, that's when I start to work the hip. Does that make sense to you? That's an if. Okay? If we have too many of those guys, they're just staying in the line of scrimmage and working the hip into the combination or the tackle. Okay? But our whole focus goes back to the very thing we talked about at the beginning, jump the football. I always say to our players, do unto others before they do you. Okay? Do unto others before they. So we're splitting, good hand placement, hand crack. all right, trying to get in this dude's ass before he gets an angle. That's how we play double teams, man. Okay? Now, if they're coming off the ball like, Stafford does a great job with double teams. Chill, we got to be down, and our whole thing with double teams now is that we never go to the ground unless we're losing ground. Okay? When I was first taught to play D-line, I was always taught to make a pot. Okay, that's not how we do it. We're going to stay alive, play the game, because guess what? If they're blocking the stack. These two are blocking me and the linebacker. And if I'm whipping this dude's ass, he can't come off. Agree? Okay? So I'm doing my job. That's football. D-line officer, well, shit, we're blocking for linebacker. Bullshit, that's football. That's how football is played. Guess what? They don't come off the linebacker, you're doing your job. Okay? Now, if for some reason they're hell-bent on the combination and he comes off and I'm working into him with my hip, well, guess what? I always tell our guys, okay, your hip or your eyes. If I feel this guy come off, your job is to snap off of that block and make the play in the hole. Okay? And I think I got some examples of that I'll tell you. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so what are we talking about? So, we're talking about a double team, it's a base block. Man, there's no different teaching, man. I'm whipping his ass. I'm getting my hand crack, good hand placement, good fundamentals. I'm turning my feet. I'm going to split that double team. End of story. Now, we get a lot of this. We get this piggyback scoop. Okay? Or what we call a base combo. We're going to get a base block. You know what I'm talking about, old line coaches. I know you're in here. Okay? All right? So here's the guard, and here's the tackle. Okay? And the tackle is supposed to take over for the guard. Okay? And the way we play that is we crush those things. I know some coaches teach to hold on and grab him. All right? It's hand placement, right? Base block. I'm knocking him back. Okay, you see some examples here. His job is to run this guard into the center. Same thing if I'm a 5 technique in our underfront. Get your hands on that guard and run that tackle, run him into the guard. That's how we play. That's the hardest thing my 3 technique ever has to do. And that's hard to do. Okay, it's not your typical true freshman come walking through the door. It's hard for him to do that. Because you got to be all the above. Okay? But that's how we play. We've had great success in doing that. A lot of people haven't had a lot of success running inside zone on us because of the play-by-3 technique. Okay? All right. Reach combo. Okay, go ahead.
When you said you don't go to the ground unless you're getting pushed back.
That's right.
Do you teach if he's getting his ass kicked to sit down and pull?
No, that's a good question. If I'm getting my ass driven back, I'm going to split it. I'm going to split it and get the gap knee in the ground and try to stabilize. Because you know what? If these guys probably feel like I'm going to the ground, and a lot of times I'm separated. I've seen, when I had this dude at Utah State, he used to do that all the time. He used to drop the knee, get underneath, they'd go back and he'd make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. So we're trying to stay alive. We're not just going to the ground now. Okay, we're splitting it, getting to the ground. We're trying to pop back up like an up down and go make a play. I mean, shit, we're not just laying around. Okay. So that was the base combo, the reach combo here again. We've already talked about it. All right. If I'm getting a reach block, I'm knocking it back. Okay. We get this a lot when we play lead teams in over defense. Okay, in other words, our nose is to the away from the tight end, and people want to lead in that B gap. All right, our nose is going to get a reach. Okay, all right, they're going to combo up. As soon as he comes off, he's got to come off. You'll see some examples of that here in a second. Okay, so reach combo. All right, does that help? Does anybody have any questions so far? Yeah. Well, yes. That's right. When we play the run, man, we're going off a movement, man. Okay? Because to me, you're talking on a forked tongue. If you can sit there and look at the ball and not relate to the blocker. To me, that's, okay, you see what I'm saying? That's a very good question. No, we are relating to that. If it's first down and those guys are breathing fire, we're relating to that near shoulder. Now, if there are things or tips, or if it's a predictable passing situation, then we're all about the ball. Okay? But to me, you can't. To me, it's hard to defend the run, stare at the football and get your ass trucked. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse my support. Any other questions? That was a very good question, because that's how we do it. On first and second down run, we're relating to that show. We're playing the run. Okay? If it's second and 8+ or something like that, usually, one of the things I do at the beginning of the week, I'll pick up all the pass tips. And then our guys get clued in, and then, the run tips as well. Go ahead.
What's the difference between getting reached and getting cut off?
Well, getting cut off, okay, like I said, gaps are always what? Moving, right? Okay? If they're scooping and zoning, I'm responsible for this B gap. Okay? That's my job. I cannot get cut off from my gap responsibility. Okay? If I'm getting reached, it's a lot easier for the guy to just overlap me and play from there. Does that make sense to you? It's a lot easier. For instance, if Flo is here and there's a linebacker behind me and he's responsible for that A gap, okay, and I get cut off, he's going to block the linebacker, he's blocking me, and we have nobody in that A gap. Does that make sense to you? Okay? It's a lot easier to fit for him to make me right. It's a lot easier for the linebacker to make me right with the reach block than it is getting cut off. Okay? Anything else? Yes?
How do you coach them off the base block? Your technique gets the base block, ball's going away. What's your technique off of that? This is your gap for it.
So if I'm getting base and the ball's here?
Ball's away, yeah. Where are you going? Going, pull them off underneath?
Yeah, that's a good question, Barry. What we're doing, our whole thing now, our hand placement is on the near number and the outside shoulder because we're a one gap defense. We're not, okay? Now, if I get a base block, I'm knocking it back. The ball crosses me, I throw across. And we teach escapes two different ways. I mean, basically one way. Okay? If I'm gap side, and if I'm getting reached and I'm doing my job, the ball's in the hole, man, all right, it's down and away. That's it. All right? Everything after that is on them. If they want to look beautiful with the fucking damn, I don't give a shit. Right now, if I'm getting a read, bam, bam, snap it off and a story. Get in position to make the play. That's it. That's the only way we teach escapes, man. To answer Barry's question, if I'm getting a base block, yeah, I'm knocking it back, good technique. The only time I'm gonna throw now if the ball has disappeared from my responsibility. So if the ball crosses, I'm gonna throw. Does that make sense to you? So instead of down and away, it's a throw. Okay? Now, again, if he wants to rib, arm over, I don't care. I know some coaches make a big ass deal about that. I don't. To me, the most important part of getting off the block is just that: get your ass off the block. Right now, get your ass off the block. Okay? So, those are good questions, man. I mean, any other questions? All right, let's get to the tape. Man, I'm just going to run through this drill tape. Okay, this is stuff that we just took off from camp in the early part of the season. These are just things that we do every day, man. Okay. And then we're going to get into some cut-ups. I got some cut-ups, some run cut-ups, so you don't think I'm bullshit. And by the way, we're talking about hand placement, okay? Because that's a big part of it, man. Okay, you'll hear us talk about, you'll hear me talk a lot to our guys about uppercuts. Okay, I'll just get up here. Okay, with our stance, man, we want, you know, in our run stance, we want half, we call it half and half stagger. Okay, I don't want a heel toe stagger, or I don't want an elongated stagger. And the reason being, you know, after obviously coaching the line for a while now, what that does is it forces a long step. And our whole thing, when you see the drill tape is, all right, we're into bam, bam. That's the coaching point, literally. When we talk to our guys, we talk about boom, boom, get that second step on the ground. Okay? Because what that stagger does is it forces too long of a step. So, in your mind's eye now, okay, if I step too long here, and he's stepping down, I'm going to probably get cut off. Okay, so our emphasis in the run game is always, you know, guys talk about boom, boom, well, you know, 6 inch steps. Well, I always got to hear from Coach Tubes, tell me, it's fucking 4 inches. Okay? And the thing of it is, it's how fast you can pick your feet up and turn and put it down. Does that make sense to you? Bam, you know, who's there to measure the length of the step? The whole thing back to turning our feet over is, bam, how fast you can turn it over. And then with the hand placement, you talk about our punch. Our big thing is uppercuts, man. We always talk about uppercuts. Always. Every day of our life. We'll get down in the sled and we always talk about uppercuts. Okay? All right? People talk about the triangle. People talk about the triangle, yes. But if this on my hands, what should my face be? Right between my damn hands. You know what I'm saying? So we're making a big old emphasis on our hands. How fast? Now, we talked earlier about guys and kids, and this is a common damn problem with kids, is winding their hands up. Okay? The other thing, you know, I see a lot, is guys doing, you know, elbows out here. Okay? So we're big on handcuffed hands, and that's where we start, man. We start with our guys, they gotta be in here. Okay? Of being in here, keeping their elbows close to you. Because that's where your power is. Okay? We're ready, man. All right. I want to get through this because I got some tape here. Oh.
It's a play.
Yeah, I said play. I'll go this way. This is not one. Yeah, but this is not one. Okay, every day we do something with agilities. Okay, we do ladders and we do the step holders. Okay, we're big on that again with our footwork, all right? Defensive linemen, they have to be agile, man. They got to be able to change directions. Okay? Every day we do. This is how we start individuals. Okay? Just like everybody else. This is how. This is the very beginning of the of camp here. Again, something related to changing direction, man. And this is just a carryover from our weight room. All right, our strength guy takes our guys. This is, you know, they do this every day in the weight room too. This is good turnover. There's the kid here who's playing that Senior Bowl today, or whatever that game is. Get them loosened up, man, just like everybody else. We're a big believer in that. I just let it run. I think we ended up second in this conference in total defense. I don't know if you already run defense, I know we're up there somewhere. Okay? We just had a little something down there, that's hammer talking across the hall, getting our hands down, just a little something at the end. Okay, if you watch guys change direction, and you see a guy here, okay, that's not bad. This kid let it come for just sacks right there. Okay, some guys, see how they struggle to change, like this kid right here. See how he struggles to change direction? He's probably no line. Guys, but there, see how this kid right, this is the kid that's playing the All-Star game today, that's 49. This is the kid from Avant, 92 there. Okay, change the direction right there. Get their feet on the ground. All right, we all heard it, you know, stick your foot in the ground and change. Good, but you tell, I mean, it's funny because when I go to watch people practice, I love to watch this drill right here because I can tell who the athletes are. You know, just want to, no, this is something that we do at the very beginning. It's just a simple lean drill, guys. All right, and the whole idea is trying to get guys to understand what that should be. So we're leaning, we're down, we're just leaning forward. As soon as you start to lose your balance, get them to understand what that feels like. Are you with me? So we're half and half staggered, we're leaning, what that feels like. They need to know what that feels like. They need to know it's not bam, bam, you know what I'm saying? Okay? So we do this at the very beginning. This is really early in camp, this last, you know, just get them to understand. We're half and half staggered. You can see 58 there. That's a kid from Sarah here, Gardena. I mean, you're just turning your feet over. Bam, bam. Okay, no, again, like I said, I don't sit there and measure the footwork. But, you know, but the whole idea is to get them to understand is picking it up and putting it down. And everybody does this. We try to put this tape on there, okay, to get our guys here. Now, this is obviously on air. As crazy as that sounds, just getting kids to understand and coming up on air and getting the habit, forming, you know, just getting the habit like this left end, the 43 right there you see, nasty as hell. So two freshmen don't understand coming off and getting in the habit of playing with handcuffed hands, tight elbows, and so on. Okay? But back to stances, man. All right? If this is our asses, we want our ass above our shoulders. We want more weight on our down hand, we want our asses. You hear so I cannot stand the D tackle or D lineman with their ass sagging below their shoulders. And the reason being above the shoulders, because to me, that'll help the thrust to get them taken off up the field like we need them to be. Okay, we do a lot of this. Is Matt here? I'll just keep moving.
So do you tell them you want like a 60-40 split on their head and their feet, or do you just tell them you want their ass high?
I want ass above shoulders. Okay, here's the thing about stance, guys. Okay, all right. Okay, ass above shoulders. Now, a lot of times this hand, I tell them to make sure that free hand is hanging. There's a damn reason for that. And the reason is, if it's up on the hip or anything else, look what happens on my shoulders. I want my shoulders square. I want it to start square. Does that make sense to you? So that hand is down here with the down hand ready to shoot it together. But the butt, your tail should be above your shoulder. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's a flat back. Sometimes people think flat back is perpendicular or level with the ground. No. A flat back is a flat back. Are you with me there? So that works, here we go. We do a lot of work in the shoots, man. This is a drill. This is again. We talked at the beginning about, we do something related. Hold on, man. Oh, boy. There was. No. It was just working. Well, you know what? Listen, I got a video. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. Okay, this is an eyes drill, guys, and the reason why I call it eyes is because all react. Football, defensive football is react. Okay, this is the way we teach it. Okay, that pad right there, okay, is the shoulder. Okay? We don't do a lot of combination work when we're beating each other up. My whole thing with this drill is getting the guys to react. Does that make sense to you? So all we're doing here, man, okay, we started off with a pad on a non-padded day right here. See, it could be my hand, it could be a glove. Whatever the case may be, we have, I don't know what I've got. But anyway, if I'm getting an aggressive block, his job is to get vertical, knock it back. If I'm getting a non-aggressive block, I'm going to, and literally the footwork, if I'm getting a non-aggressive block, is bam, bam, bam. You with me? If I'm getting a reach, and hopefully by the time our guys get good enough, all right, if I'm getting a reach, it's bam, I'm going to take a reach step with it. Okay, but obviously that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reps. Okay? Just to get our guys to react that way. Okay? That's not bad there by that kid. Okay? See this 53 right here? Look at his feet. See how he's turning his feet over? Okay? So we don't spend, you know, all kinds of, man, it's either aggressive or it's not aggressive. That's it. We don't do a whole hell of a lot else. You know what I'm saying? If we want to get a good look against, you know, like double teams or combos, we call that a combo drill. Bring those fat guys over and we'll get it on. Okay? But this is it. It's either aggressive or non-aggressive. All right? So, 53 or 55 over there. He gets an aggressive block, he's vertical. Okay? This is a couple years old there. Okay, this is not bad right here. Right? This kid right here, I think is with the Dolphins still. This 54. Okay, but you watch. You see that he's getting a reach block, he's getting a step on the ground, okay, and then he's taking the reach. Now, 54, same thing. We're going to just skate and close it off on a non-aggressive block. Okay? All right. Now, the same thing. Okay? The same thing. Now we're just servicing each other. You know, we got a guy here. So it's obviously now we got a real body that we're related to the near shoulder. Okay, again, non-aggressive block. Okay, this is a veteran kid who's a starting nose guard. Okay, we got an aggressive block. Okay, you see how he's coming off with good lean, good hand placement. All right, hands are his face is between his hands. Okay, now here's the situation now. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, he's getting a reach block, but he doesn't give a shit. You see how he's trying to knock it back? Just knock it back. All right, the linebacker will make this right. If he's worth anything, his ass better be down, you know, scraping. Okay, but that kid is good. I like the way he's coming off. Look how nice and low he is. Okay, look at that, nice and low. Yeah, okay, we want our eye level to be at the top of the numbers, etc. But my whole thing is good hand placement, knock it back with technique. Okay? Same thing, okay? Same thing. Okay, this guy is getting a non-aggressive block. He's going to close it off like a scoop block and just get right down the line. Okay? All right, you've seen it over this, bro. Let's just keep going. And to answer your question, this drill right here is all on movement. Okay, we're just reacting to movement here by the offensive block.
Are you giving them a block or they all do the same block?
No, the offensive blocker, he does whatever he wants to do. Okay, whichever direction. Now we'll change that up. So instead of a reach, it may be a base block. Okay, so if you get the base, you know what I'm saying.
Is period, it's all race block, it's not.
No, you can change it up, yeah. So you see that 95 is guessing. Okay? Look at his first step. See that? You should be right down, at that angle. Some other stuff here, I don't want to get to say. You know what, can we throw this tape on? This DVD? Sorry about that, guys. I got this tape. I got this VCR. Okay. Okay, we'll get to the end zone here. Again. Okay? Then what we're getting here, obviously now, we're getting it, well, to him, what looks like obviously a aggressive block. It's a rigs block, same thing here. Okay? All it is, we call it, it's just an inside zone frame and just bending it back. Okay? All right, hands and face. Hands and face, try to screw. Okay? Trying to split this double team right here. Okay? Right now, you should probably try to feel this tight end a little bit more. Okay? Oh, wow. Alright? But it just gives you some idea of, what we're talking about here. Okay? Not great hand placement here by the 3. Okay? But what I do like is that he's crushing this down. So we're getting 2 piggyback scoops here. All right, hand placement, the uppercut is okay here, not great. Okay, but what we're getting here is the crush. Okay, again, it's a little bit high, and he comes out of square. To me, if you can stay square.
How about that?
Go ahead.
How about that fight technique on that play? It looks like he's just running upfield too much. Should he be squeezing that base, or should he be?
Here's what we say if we're getting an aggressive reach or is it turn? No, he really should be holding point a little bit better than that. Okay? This 44 right here.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, you see, to me, that's just a turnout. Okay? And you're right. He should be holding point a lot better than that. Okay? So we're getting 2 piggybacks here. All right? Hand placement is not great. You see how he starts to peak? We talked earlier about kicking ass before you what? Okay? See, he's sitting there peeking and losing all his power. If he can somehow just stay down, stay square, and keep crushing, we'll be in good shape. Okay? Not bad here now. Okay? Now, we're going back to this cat right here. Okay? Not bad right here. Okay, again, the point I wanted to make and why I put it on there, look how he comes out square. Okay, I like the way he's spreading this. So, okay, I like the way he's spreading this. It's good, pretty decent hand placement. I don't like his face. You see what I'm saying there, guys? Okay, see how his face? I like for his face to be more involved in the strike. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Very to answer your question about the escape. Okay? Again, not bad hand placement there. Okay? Now, you see how the ball crosses there? It's just a throw, guys. It's a throw. It's a throw across. Okay? That's a damn good job by that kid. Okay? All right, we're just getting a base combo here. All right, my hand. Thanks. All right, here we go. Here's a pretty good picture of what we're talking about with just a straight scoop or a down block. Okay? All right, we're looking at this 3 technique down here. Again, man, this is not the drill that we just showed you, okay, the eyes drill, okay? There's a body, there's the pressure point, it's non-aggressive, all right? His ass closes, right? Just close, man. All right, there's just two types of vlogs, and that's my whole thing is to not confuse people, okay? It's to not confuse people. This kid does a nice job, and that's the drill we do every day. We do this drill every day. Non-aggressive, get down. Really like what he does with his backhand of protecting himself, but what gets him free is him getting down the line. Couple more and then we'll just break, folks. Same thing with this kid. You're probably too vertical, all right? Probably too much of this tackle, all right? And he needs to close this off a little bit better. But I like his spot. Okay, that's a damn good spot. Where is that? Again, same thing, man, to answer your question here about the reach, aggressive reach blocks. In here, okay? And I really like this, these guys. See their feet, they're turning their feet over. Okay, good hand and face placement. Okay, lock out. Okay? Just lock it out, man. Lock it out. What cannot happen now, you see the end zone part of this. What cannot happen in our defense is for you to be covered up. Okay? Let's see if I can get this. Okay? Again, same thing here, Barry, about the ball bending back. Now, I would hope and expect for him to throw. But the thing of it is knocking back on those aggressive blocks. Hand the gap, knock it back. What cannot ever happen in our defense, like, you know, if we're getting a reach, is for us to be down the middle of a body. That cannot happen. Okay? We can't be there. So you got to be, you know, one way or the other. Hopefully it's your gap, but we cannot be down the middle. Man, let's just take a quick break and we'll get rolling here, man.